caused themselves destruction because of the questions they asked. And once they received an answer, they rejected that answer because it was very... So subhanAllah, brothers and sisters, read and then go to the second step, which is giving it some understanding, writing your personal reflections. In 1 year, you and I can finish Surah Al-Baqarah. In 1 year, you can have a strong understanding of the second chapter in the Quran. You could find it on YouTube, you could watch different people, whom have tafsir classes. It just takes you 5 to 10 minutes. Imagine if we had an ummah within the next 20 years have a strong understanding of its Quran. People come through verses here and there, and we expect ourselves to remain firm when the foundation is very weak. So we can't reach that level of love unless, brothers and sisters, we understand what our tradition is all about. So number 1 is reading. Number 2 is understanding. Number 3, brothers and sisters, which is also very important, and it leads to that step, is the understanding of submission. We as Muslims, brothers and sisters, through the understanding that we were able to take in, the ilm that we were able to seek, we have to teach ourselves how to be submissive to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are given this title of Islam because you and I have taught ourselves to say sami'na wa ata'na, and this step cannot be achieved unless you understand and unless you read. But it's something that comes along. SubhanAllah, this ayah of sami'na wa ata'na, we have listened and we obeyed, was revealed when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told the Sahaba that He would hold them accountable for everything that crosses their minds. So you just sitting down, thinking about me or thinking about her or him, and I say something about you, in my mind, I'm held accountable for that. That is so hard. That is so hard. And that's it was a test that the Sahaba went through. So when this ayah was revealed, the Sahaba came and they got on their knees. They said, Ya Rasulullah, when it comes to this, we can't handle it. It's too much. You have asked us to give up everything. And we were ready. And you can see everything that we have done. But to be held accountable where Allah will question us for anything that crosses our mind, just even our hearts, whatever it is, we're held accountable for that. The Prophet ﷺ said, be among those whom say we have heard, listen and obey. Say sami'na wa ata'na. SubhanAllah, all the Sahaba, no exception, said sami'na wa ata'na. That's it. We submit to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has decreed. We submit for what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has asked us to do. And the moment they leave, Allah reveals an ayah. Allah reveals an ayah explaining to the Sahaba that this was only a test. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not enforce upon you something that you cannot handle. But it was a test that the Sahaba passed. And of course, you're not held accountable for what crosses your mind. What you think about. You're not held accountable for that. But the point is that the Sahaba had enough iman in them to go against themselves, to go against something that they can even handle. So to live that life, brothers and sisters, of istislam, of submission, true understanding of Muslim also comes down the line after knowledge, after understanding, and then comes submission. After submission, brothers and sisters, comes the understanding of what? Conviction. When that understanding of conviction hits home, trust me, wallahi al-azim, no one can shake you. No one can shake you. And those are the people that we are looking for, and the people whom we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be. Among those whom have believed, among those whom know that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is true, the message that he revealed is haqq, which is true, Jannah is true, Jahannam, paradise, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's wrath is true. We will be questioned in front of Allah, we will stand in His presence. Everything that He sallallahu alaihi wasallam has conveyed is something that we believe in and we testify to. And we know that there is a day where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will question each and every one of us. If a person stands with that strength and the ability to stand against the world with that conviction, this person will only hit the next step, which is love. You see how people sometimes want to love Islam? They want to jump from 1 to 5. And then suddenly they find themselves in 0. There's a process. And the Prophet ﷺ taught us that process. And once you love Islam, you will never give it up. You know, a person that loves Islam, you have someone that comes and someone throws a hadith to you. You know, when you love a person, you know, give you an example. I love Imam Saleem. And Allah knows I love him. If someone said anything about Imam Saleem, okay, no one has said it by the way, but something negative. Since I have love for Imam Saleem, number one, I will defend him regardless, you know, of looking into the matter. You know, before even I look into the matter, I'm going to say, you know what? He wouldn't do something like this. Not at all. And I will justify it. And then I would come and speak to him. I will do my research with him to see what happened. How can we help you? These are accusations that are being said. Let's stand together. You see what love does? When someone loves Islam after going through these, you know, the 5 steps that we just mentioned, when someone throws a hadith onto you, you're not going to say, oh my God, this was a hard one. Oh my God, it's just so complicated. I don't know what to say. No, you're going to take the time to go do the research, to ask, to come to gatherings like this, to go read books. And you will find yourself among those whom are defending that which they love. So that's the understanding that we need to have as young Muslims. That's the understanding that we need to have towards our tradition, is that how can I reach that level of love? And this level of love does not come easy. The Prophet ﷺ used to make dua, asking Allah to make him among those whom receive that love. It's a blessing to reach that level where you and I love what we do. If you have it, then be thankful. If you don't, then ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give it to you. Allow you to experience it. The Prophet ﷺ used to say, oh Allah, bless me with your love. And to love those whom you love. And to love any acts of worship that lead to your love. The Prophet ﷺ knew that it's not that easy. So he would always include that in his dua. So this is a prophetic dua that we can also keep in our minds. Inshallah, we have a few minutes. Sorry if I went over my time. For any questions. Barakallah feekum. So I was trying to summarize everything so please forgive me if I rushed through it.
So now we are open for some questions. Now, the Imam is open for some questions. Inshallah.
Does Surah Al-Baqarah have another name? Or is it?
No, it's called Surah Al-Baqarah. There's a few surah in the Quran that have different names. One, for an example, Surah Al-Isra, where the Prophet ﷺ was raised to the heavens. In some Qurans, you might find it a chapter of Bani Israel, the children of Israel. But again, it's all Salam. So, but it is called Surah Al-Baqarah. MashaAllah, looks like
no other questions?
I'm okay with that. Hey man, I see you every day, man. Why are you asking me, man? Hey man comes to my masjid, by the way. Go.
Someone else is asking.
I'm just joking. Go now.
The story of Baqarah, is it mentioned anywhere else in any other surah?
No, just in Surah Al-Baqarah. Yeah.
I have a question. How would you advise a new Muslim to go about learning the deen? What steps should he take after? Let's say someone has read the Quran in English and has read Sirah, but how would you advise them to go about picking up the religion in bits so that they don't get overwhelmed? In the sense, too many people are telling you 2 different things, and what kind of steps have you seen different Muslims take?
So again, Sirah is, people now sadly saying, I'm not speaking about you. Even when we speak to mashayikh, this is something that I felt when we first started college. Like in the college that I went to, we had to memorize the whole Muslim. Sahih Muslim, like over 4,000, we have to memorize the whole thing. That's part of the curriculum. But subhanAllah, throughout the, just memorizing the prophetic tradition, there was no connection to it. It's just, we were just like robots. And sometimes there were times where I said, why am I even doing this? Like, why do you have to sit all day, all night, memorize ahadith? Like each semester we would memorize like 700 ahadith. And you have to recite all of them. Some of them could go like a page and a half, 2 pages. So it's not like there's like a din al-nasiha, like that one line hadith. So the point is, when someone is advised to look into seerah, that in itself is so beneficial. Because it allows you to experience the Prophet's life. You cannot understand the Quran without seerah. You cannot understand fiqh without seerah. That's when people come up with all of these rules, and because they don't have a strong understanding of seerah. Many people, sometimes you can have a big alim whom doesn't give seerah enough time. And they don't have a strong grasp of the prophetic, his life, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So seerah is a lot. If a person can summarize himself of what they have gained from that which they read, can also be very beneficial. So if you want to listen to audio, of course, Yasir Qadi, Sheikh Yasir has something on YouTube. If you want to read something, I would suggest Ali Salabi. Ali Salabi, for me personally, has the best history books, going from Sirah to the Umayyads, the Abbasis, the Ottomans, everything, the 4 Khulafa. So that's going to take you a few years to understand. So I would suggest a person go into that also. So his name is Dr. Ali As-Salabi. You can find it online. PDF, you'll download the whole book, and it's very beneficial. Another advice I would give to this person is make sure that you find yourself among a gathering that allows you to grow. There's a lot of local mashayikh that you could listen to, halaqat that take place. Every week there's something going on here. Like, we shouldn't underestimate anything that a person could be a part of. Keep in mind that a lot of people, when they come to these gatherings, they want to hear something new. Sadly saying, that's who we are now. We want to hear something new. And that's not the case of a believer. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about reminder, He says, so the believers may benefit from that reminder. Not just the Muslims. Like a high believer can benefit from a reminder. So when you come to these gatherings, expect to be reminded of something that you forgot. That's it. That's how you look into it. So if something was repeated, alhamdulillah, I just remember this. Something new that was given to you, then that's something that you should, appreciate and be thankful for. So again, being part of gatherings like this, there's a lot of local activities that take place. And Al-Jum'ah should be something that I think our brothers, even though Jum'ah is not an obligation for our sisters, but nowadays, if that's the only source of knowledge that they can receive, then it can almost be an obligation. It should be taken very seriously. So Jum'ah, is also a good source. And again, there's a lot that takes place. There's also local universities here that a person could take one class. And we could stay in touch with them, inshallah, we can grow together.